Different motivators or tools in being successful. I needed different interventions. Even though I have been on the autism spectrum most of my life, I excelled academically. Sometimes I had to work harder than a non-disabled person to execute well. Because most of my disability comes from the brain, I have been picky with my teaching styles. I am comfortable learning when teachers have us copy notes because when the info is on paper, it is easier to understand. Being a special needs student, I have been granted accommodations, such as extended time on exams, because speed limitations caused me to read the question multiple times before I could comprehend and address them. At the end of the day, my accommodations and hard work paid off. I graduated high school in the top 20th percentile of my class and completed college with a 3.5 GPA. While learning disability and autism can be a challenge for most people, not for me. Of course, in the younger grades, I exhibited behaviors that were typical of special needs kids. For example, poor body language habits and constantly obsessing over the same hobby. My teachers and counselors and family members gave me constructive feedback, and even though I didn't like it at times, they had valid points. For example, maintaining eye contact and sitting up straight when engaged in conversations. It was difficult at first, but then it eventually became second nature. In my past conversations, I used to change the topic abruptly, but learned over time not to do that and to really listen to what the other person has to say. As I got older, I stopped exhibiting most abnormalities of students on the autism spectrum. I learned to listen with both my eyes and ears when having a conversation. In addition, I studied various hobbies of friends and family and picked new ones. As many of you know, I am a rail enthusiast and have been for almost 3 decades. While I talk constantly about trains during my younger years, since then I've diversified my hobbies and topics of interests. In addition to railroads, I really like riding ferries because of those wonderful views you can see from water that it's very difficult to view from land. I am a sports fan, following basketball and a little football. Another favorite pastime of mine is photography because I like to capture those amazing scenes. Anytime I go on vacation, I don't just want to remember sights, I also want to recollect on people, transportation, and food. I like to tell stories about my trip by taking pictures. My interest in photography is like having multiple hobbies in one. Throughout schooling, probably the most important interpersonal skills test was participating in extracurricular activities. I have been playing 2 musical instruments most of my life, the piano and clarinet. I played the clarinet in the middle and high school band. Since I graduated from high school, I have continued playing the woodwind instrument in the Montclair Community Band. During all 4 years of high school, I was involved in the Key Club where we did various community service activities, such as cleaning up Tony's Brook. Being a part of various clubs helped me improve not only on communication, but also taught me about being reliable, dependable, and gave me activities and causes that I enjoyed dedicating my time to. During my junior and senior year of high school, I was the manager of the Mountie Boys varsity basketball team. It was a great experience because not only did I give my teammates water during games, I participated in various drills with the team. Coach Hurt, I know that you are looking down on me as I give this speech in the house next to your namesake basketball courts. As you said to us about scoring buckets with basketball fundamentals in life, on a 1, 2, 3, BTA! I remember the basketball banquet in 2002 when Coach Hurt was giving his speech to his JV squad, mentioning that he wanted them undefeated. He laid groundwork in regards to what the teams had to do in order to have a winning season. Hurt was also the varsity assistant hoops coach. He talked about planning and its correlation to helping win games. He didn't always provide lessons on basketball and sports. He provided lessons informally on time management, such as balancing school with extracurricular activities and family-related ones. My disabilities haven't stopped me from being a competent worker. My jobs have involved working in office settings. Even though at times multi-set directions under pressured conditions have been a little challenging, I've still been able to master job descriptions thanks to having patient, competent, and motivating bosses and coworkers. I am never afraid to ask for help when I don't understand a concept. I've gotten better at multitasking by taking a deep breath when encountered with 2 or more instructions to tackle at once, giving priority to the most important tasks. I have also developed positive punctuality habits because assignments must get done in a certain time window, showing that I could be depended upon. While I like working in business-like settings, my goal is to work in the education field. In order to enhance my resume, I've done various volunteering gigs such as working out and motivating mostly adults with special needs at the Montclair YMCA. In addition, I've tutored ESL students with basic English. For a few years, I took standardized exams called the Praxis and passed them. That enabled me to apply to graduate school education programs. I have been accepted to Cornell University and am awaiting decision for my top choice, Montclair State.
Woo!
Down the road, I would like to be a special ed teacher because of my competent knowledge in the 4 basic subjects and the ability to emphasize well with special needs students. You learn more hobbies by volunteering. For example, if you have a predilection for sports, you might want to consider volunteer coaching the sport that you know the best. If you like taking care of sick people, why not ponder the idea of helping out in a hospital? Despite having a learning disability and autism, I am diligent, dedicated, and socially savvy. People refer to me as the little engine that could, not because of my passion for railroads, but how I've been able to overcome obstacles thanks to motivational strategies. Even though my way of thinking in steps and completing a task can be roundabout sometimes, I've still been able to achieve what I had to do at the end of the day. It's okay to make mistakes as long as if you learn from them. To OHEI team, mentors, family, and friends, a big thanks for coming out to support me. Without your help, I wouldn't be in the position that I am presently. Know that you can do anything if you put your mind to it. Sky's the limit. Anybody have any questions?